The makers of Postum, the favorite mealtime drink in 3 million American homes, present your favorite radio friends, Lum and Abner. There's only one fellow in the world who wants to stay awake all night, and that's a night watchman. He gets paid for it. But the rest of us like to hop into bed and get a good, long, restful sleep. And when we lie there staring into the dark, turning and tossing restlessly, we know that something is wrong, and that something may be coffee. For although many people can drink coffee without any ill effects, many others should never drink it. If you are one of these, switch to Postum. Postum contains no caffeine or other stimulant that might disturb your sleep. It's simply whole wheat and bran, skillfully roasted and slightly sweetened. You'll love Postum, too, with its steaming, tempting aroma and its rich, delicious flavor, mellow and satisfying, a flavor that is Postum's own, that has made Postum the favorite mealtime drink of 3 million American families. Postum is easy to make and economical, too. It costs less than 1/2 cent a cup. If coffee has been keeping you awake, get Postum tomorrow and see if you don't sleep better and feel better. And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the moving picture camera Lum and Abner ordered from Hollywood arrived last Saturday. And at last the old fellows are ready to start to work on their first picture. It will be strictly a Pine Ridge production, as Lum is writing the story, and they plan to use all hometown talent. Squire Skimp has opened a theatrical agency and has signed a managerial contract with almost everyone in town, including Lum and Abner. The old fellows signed up with the Squire before they realized that they, as owners of the Pine Ridge Motion Picture Company, could set their own salaries without the assistance of a manager. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner down at the jot'em store discussing the story for the picture. Listen.
Yeah, that's where Sister Simpson comes in.
Sister Simpson, is she going to be in the picture?
Yeah, I had to have her so we can use that living room over there, her boarding house.
Living room?
Well, setting room, same thing. See, the picture opens up with Hortense Brogan talking with her mama, trying to get her permission to marry me.
Uh-huh.
Supposed to be in a castle, so we got to have the room looking nice.
Yeah, sure.
Sister Simpson's got the nicest setting room furniture in town.
Yeah, it's brand new, too.
Well, that's the only way we could get to use it was to let her act in the picture.
Yeah, well, she might be all right. I don't know.
Well, anyway, she comes in, and Hortense asks her if she can marry me, and she says no on account of I ain't never made no big name for myself. So when I hear that, I clench my fist and say, before the sun is set a fortnight from now, the name of Count Frederick, that's my name in the picture.
Oh, I wonder who it was.
The White Knight will be known from coast from around the world. And Catherine starts crying, and I jump on my horse and ride off fast as I can.
What, you going to have a horse right there in the sitting room?
No, he'll be standing right outside the window, and I jump out the window on him.
Yeah, well, how does it come out? Do you make a name for yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah, I make a hero out of myself and come back, and her mama and papa gives their consent, and me and Hortense gets married and lives happy ever after.
Well, that ain't going to be a very long picture.
Oh, well, that's just a synopsis. There's a lot of other stuff goes in there, all about me saving the country and all that.
Oh, you saved the country, huh?
Yeah, that's how I make a name for myself. See, I found out there's an army coming to attack us, and I jump on my white steed and ride...
Jump on what?
Well, my horse.
Oh.
Ride through the night and warn everybody that the British are coming.
Well, that sounds sort of like Paul Revere.
Yeah, it does sort of, don't it?
Yeah, that's what he done.
Yeah, maybe I could ride and tell the British that... No, that wouldn't do.
How?
Nothing. Gee, wish he hadn't done that. That's my trouble. All the good ideas I get, somebody else has done used them. Like last night, I had it to where I was going to go ask Hortense to marry me, and I was going to ask her to marry somebody else, and she's going to say, why don't you speak for yourself, John? Count. But that's been dead, too.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Somewhere, Pocahontas or somebody done it.
I might ride around and tell everybody the Germans is coming. That ain't never been done.
No, not that I know of, no.
And I found out that Mose Moots is a traitor to his country, and I challenged him to a duel.
Mose Moots?
Yeah, already got him signed up.
Well, where do I come in at?
Why?
Well, what part am I going to have in it?
Well, now, right there's where we're going to have trouble, Abner. It sort of got me stumped.
Yes, huh?
You wouldn't want to be standing outside of that window there holding my horse when I jump on him, would you?
No, definite, no.
Got to have somebody. I sort of figured you wouldn't like that, but I can't find no other place for you.
Well, how about me taking Moses' part? I can fight a duel as good as he can.
Well, only trouble with that is, see, I'm getting a lodge uniforms for Mose.
Yeah.
He's head of the lodge now, and that's a deal I made with him. We get to use all them robes and swords and fancy costumes for nothing.
Oh.
And then I got dibs on that one with the white fur on the collar, too. That purple one.
Yeah, I've seen him wear it, yeah.
Ezra Seastrunk used to wear it.
Yeah.
See, that way, with all them robes and crowns down there, we can have kings and queens and princes and everything else.
Well, why don't you make me one of them kings then, Lum?
Well, there ain't but one. And Squire Skimp's going to be that one. Wished I'd known you'd wanted it, though. I had to insist on him taking the part.
Well, I'll be dead blamed.
Of course, Squire can say big words a heap better than you can. Might make you a vice king or something like that. They don't never say nothing.
They don't,
like
huh?
Vice presidents.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you'll be in there, don't worry.
Well, good. As long as I'm putting money in this thing, well, I want to be sure to be in the picture.
Oh, yeah. You got to give these parts to whoever they fit, though.
You mean them lodge uniforms?
No, I mean, well, like I wanted to be the king myself, but I figured Squire was the best one for the part, so I'll give it to him. I was just thinking, though. Granny, I believe I got an idea where I can be a king, too. How would it be when Hortense's mama refuses to let us get married? What if we decided to elope and I ride up to the castle at high midnight and she can jump out the window on the horse instead of me? I never did like the idea of doing that jumping, no way.
Swan Lum, you changed that picture 40,000 times.
Well, I want this first one to be right, Abner. If it's good enough, I might get that Academy's reward next year.
Get what?
The Academy's reward.
They offering a reward for you?
No, prize.
Oh.
Give one to the fellow that writes the best picture, and one to the best director, and one to the best actor. Granny, I might get all three of them, you know it. Special the way the story's sounding now.
Well, when you going to start taking the pictures, Lum? That's what I want to know. All you did so far is just talk.
Why, tonight, over at Sister Simpson's. Cedric's gone into the county seat to get some spotlights right now to turn on the actors so they'll show up better, you know.
Yeah, well, I ain't in that part tonight, huh?
No, that's just me and Sister Simpson and Hortense and Squire and King.
Uh-huh.
That's all we need for tonight.
Well, did you ever get that business straightened out with Squire?
What business?
About us having to pay him 10% of what we made.
Oh, no. I talked to him about it, but he says a deal's a deal, and we've done signed the papers.
Yeah, but I thought you was going to talk him out of it.
Yeah, I did, too, but I couldn't. Not only that, I found out that 10% we have to pay him for being our manager is not only for moving pictures. According to him, we got to pay him 10% of all the money we make this year.
You mean what money we make out of the store here, too?
Everything.
Well, now, we don't need nobody to tell us how to manage a store, Lum.
No, that's what I say. There's where we made our mistake. We ought to read that contract over more careful before we signed it.
Oh, my goodness, Elizabeth will beat the daylights out of me. She hears about that.
Well, the thing for us to do is figure out some way to get out of it.
How?
I don't know. I ain't particular how we do it, though, I'll tell you that. He ought to told us all them things that's in that contract before he let us sign it.
Why, sure.
Just tricked us, that's what he done.
Well, in the first place, we never needed no manager or agents or whatever he called himself. We're paying the salaries ourselves. We don't need nobody to tell us how much we're going to pay ourselves.
Of course not. And the more we pay ourselves, the more we have to pay him.
Why, sure. I told you I ain't going to work for less than we're paying somebody else. I'll tell you that right now.
Just did. We've got to get out of that contract some way or other.
Of course, it sounded good the way he slanged it here the other day.
That's our ring.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah, if it's Squire, tell him to come over here. We want to see him.
Hello. Jot 'em down. Oh, hello, Elizabeth. Mom? Well, can I just wait till I come home for supper to bring it? Uh-huh. Oh, well, all right. I'll bring it over right away then. All right, Elizabeth. Yes, Mom, I will. Goodbye. I got to take a gallon of coal all over the place right away, Lum. Elizabeth turned over a whole bucket full there in the backyard and got to have it right away before the incubator gets cold.
Oh, yeah. Well, you better hurry back, for I want to get Squire over. Wait a minute. Did you say cool oil?
Yeah, that's what she said. Why?
Well, I was just thinking. Squire's always taking advantage of us any way he can. I believe this is our chance to get even with him, Abner.
You mean take that coal oil and set his house on fire?
Oh, of course not. But if he thought he was making a deal where he was getting the best of us, taking advantage of us, and found out afterwards that we'd put one over him, that wouldn't be nothing honest about it, would he?
Why, of course not.
Well, sir, I think I know a way where we can let him skin himself in a trade.
Well, good. Why?
Well, let's get Grandpappy Spears or somebody to call Squire and tell him that there's oil on that land of yours over there. See, that'll be the truth.
Yeah, but what good will that do?
Well, Squire will hot-foot it right over here to try to make a deal with you to lease your land, thinking he's taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
He won't tell you he thinks there's oil on your land, and you act at first like you don't want to lease it to him, but finally you can decide to give him a lease on the land if he'll tear up them contracts.
I believe it's a good idea. Lum, that ought to work.
But of course it'll work. I'll call him up myself and tell him I hear there's oil on your land.
Yeah, you do it. You're good. And
Then I'll leave before he gets over
Yeah,
there.
that's the time. We'll fix him this time.
Too short and long, I think it is.
Oh, man.
I'll get them contracts back if it's a hello? Squire? This is Lum Abner. Oh, pretty good, I reckon. I just wanted to get some information from you, Squire. Is oil land worth anything now? Yeah. Well, I'd rather not say. I just found out where there's some land here in town that's got some oil on it.
Yeah, whole gallon.
Well, don't say nothing about it, but it's that land of Abner's over there.
Out by the chicken house.
Yeah, right there in his yard. Well, all right. That sounds fair to me. Well, I don't know a whole lot about the oil business. Why, he's over at the store right now. All right, Squire. All right, it's a deal. You get the lease on the land, and I get a half interest in it. All right, much obliged. You better see him right away before the news gets spread around. All right, Squire. Goodbye. Said he'd be right over.
He did, huh?
Yes, sir. I'll get on out of here. Granny, it's just like that old Eddard saying of mine. Give a feller enough rope and he'll hang himself.
Well, it looks as though the old fellows may beat Squire at his own game. At this time of year, everyone needs a hot drink with his meals, especially growing children. But this is always a problem, for every mother knows that growing children should never drink coffee because of the effect coffee has on their sleep, their nerves, and their digestion. And many other hot drinks are so sweet and cloying that they may take away a child's appetite for the solid foods he should have. Well, that's where Postum, made with milk, exactly fills the bill. Postum is a delicious cereal beverage made of whole wheat and bran, skillfully roasted and slightly sweetened. It contains no caffeine, no stimulant of any kind. It will not spoil a child's appetite, yet it gives him a warm, steaming mealtime drink with a delightfully tempting flavor that all children love. And they like its rich, mellow color, brown and grown-up looking. So get Postum tomorrow. Let the children have a cup of steaming, hot Postum made with milk anytime they want it. It's one of the most nourishing drinks a child can have, and they all love it. Postum presents Lum and Abner again on Wednesday evening, same time, same station. Good night. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.